Annyeonghaseyo.
I'm Demarcia.
I'm Ariel.
And we're
Soju for Two.
Okay, so this is going to be our review of
Yeosu. So this is a movie, I think it came out, 2011, so it's not that old. But it was actually, I think it's really different from a lot of the other movies we watched. I think we watched this on Drama Fever, or maybe Vicky, but it's really, really good, guys.
Drama Crazy, maybe?
Drama Crazy. What did I say?
Crazy. You said Drama Fever.
Yeah, sorry guys. DramaCrazy.net. Okay, so basically there's two characters and a baby in this movie. So the two characters, we have Ko Yoon-hee and then Young Lee-chol. So basically the reason I watched this movie was because
I watched this movie.
Yeah, so it's because of Young Lee-chol. So he was also in Boys Over Flowers, Shut Up Flower Boy Band, Do Re Mi Fa So La, which we're also going to do a review right now. So of course we love him, so I came to this.
We were on a kick.
Yeah, we're always on a kick for him. So the interesting thing about this is the plot is fascinating. So we have a guy who's a delivery guy who's delivering someone's ashes, a homeless man's ashes, to his family, and a girl who's run away with a baby she gave birth to, but she's actually a surrogate mother.
Yeah.
And they sort of meet on a train, on a bus, and she leaves the baby with him and sort of runs to do something, and she puts a note with the baby, and the note sort of disappears. And so he's trying to find her, and then she finds him, and they sort of go on this journey together to take these ashes back. And it's a really unlikely story,
but interesting.
But really fascinating.
And what's interesting to us is it really isn't like a regular romance at all. It definitely has more of like a figuring out what young people are going to do and what they're doing because of money and, you know, like these weird jobs. I mean, I think surrogacy isn't considered maybe the most normal job anywhere, you know, and you're raising a child inside of yourself, and then there's delivering ashes. I mean, these are an unlikely pairing. So it is interesting for us to see how this went, and I think it was kind of in the way of sort of an indie movie.
Yeah, definitely really indie. Yeah. And actually, that's what I liked about it. The way it was shot, it felt very raw, and it was really beautifully shot as well. I mean, it was really interesting. So chemistry between them, I think it's interesting because it's not really a romantic chemistry, and I kept thinking it was going to go that way.
But it didn't.
I mean, clearly she's super beautiful and he's obviously gorgeous, but it just wasn't really that kind of.
It was more of just people you meet kind of chemistry, which was interesting because they obviously had a connection, but it wasn't necessarily a romantic one.
Yeah, I mean, she immediately trusted him with her baby.
I would too.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if I would leave my baby on a bench.
Love triangle. No,
none.
Nothing like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's sort of in love with the father of the child she carried, but it's not really a love triangle at all. So mistaken identity, misunderstanding. So basically, the big misunderstanding here is that is she the baby's mother? And this is an interesting exploration of what mother means. I mean, just because she gave birth to this child, is she the mother? Now, I wasn't quite clear if she was the biological mother and it was the other guys, because they make some sort of comment about how the wife couldn't have children.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that means that it's half her baby.
Now here that would mean that you would have the egg from the biological mother, the sperm from the biological father, and it'd be implanted into a surrogate mother. But we're not sure if they're saying that she was then had the baby.
Yeah, and surrogacy here, you can't become a surrogate parent unless you've already had children. So it's really odd because they want to see if you can carry a baby.
And some states don't allow you to have surrogacy here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is in Korea.
So it seems sort of a black market thing, which makes it leans me to think maybe this is her child too. And I'm not really sure how that works. That's why it could be so hard for her to part with this baby. But also, you bond with the child, so that could also be why it's so hard for her. So that's something that they didn't explore, which is really confusing and really a lot of drama to this movie.
Bad guy turned good. I mean, not really. He's just an interesting character.
Yeah.
That's really it. He's not a bad guy.
Not at all. I mean, he's just, young. And I mean, he took a lot of responsibility really quick to taking care of this little baby.
Why not?
Piggyback ride, no piggyback ride. There's a few drunken moments, but nothing really happens with that.
More probably a friendship thing. You probably give your friend a piggyback ride or something.
Yeah, and he keeps calling her Ajuma when she's 22, which is funny to me. Sorry, our puppy's being distracting. So fashion, not the best fashion. I mean, what's actually the thing that got me in this is, as someone who's always thinking about packing, she has 4 outfits. Now she has one tiny little handbag. And a baby's little diaper bag.
We always think about that. When there's somebody who has a lot of coats or something, where do you have those coats?
Yes. And also she has 3 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Which of course I noticed. No way you get those 3 pairs of shoes. I am an excellent packer. I couldn't do it. So guys, give
random side note.
Yeah, random side note. Music.
Yeah.
I don't remember the music. So the ratings on this.
Yeah. What would you give it?
So for me, I'd say I give it an 8.5. Honestly, I think it's a really interesting movie. It's not a romantic movie. It's just an exploration of what young people have to do for money. and like what they're willing to do, and it's sort of sad and it's really moving. So I think this is a good movie.
I think for me it's like an 8.5 to a 9, just because I think that for the topic it was just so different. It was something. It was refreshing, really, for me, and the main character was pretty awesome. So I would watch this again, obviously. And I would recommend to anybody who
if you
likes
more
to watch
like
something different,
a thought-provoking movie as opposed to the super romantic ones.
All right, there you go. Bye,
Bye guys.